Hi, and welcome to another edition of Theories and Thoughts podcast with your hostess, Anya Am.
Fancy.
Tonight, our guest is Suzzen Stroman. We will be talking about the IAmWife Foundation and the IAmWife Conversation Hour. Stay tuned. Oh, sorry. Hey, y'all. Hey. All righty. So, we have a great show lined up for you guys tonight on this beautiful Tuesday. Start off with Facey, how was your weekend? I'm sure it was filled with schoolwork.
No, because last Thursday was my last day of school, ma'am. So actually, I went to Houston. I took my daughters to Houston, and along with my niece and my oldest daughter, best friend. So they normally do like a summer trip, and this summer they were actually supposed to go to Atlanta, but they didn't. But I had originally promised my girls that I would take them to Houston, like when school got out. Part of Dylan's birthday present. Also, just we've never actually taken a family vacation, so this was supposed to kind of be a mini version of that, and it was good, but like we realized Dylan was the one that booked the rooms, and she booked the rooms for August 30th instead of so we had booked through Expedia, and they were like they basically I ended up paying for a room that we didn't use. And then I had to pay extra for the room that we did use. And so I was like, yeah, that kind of had me something. But we visited the Galleria Mall. And they enjoyed that. And then we went out to eat at Lotus Seafood Market, and
Mm.
also the what is it, Prescott Park.
Mm.
So that was really nice. And trying to think what else I did. I mean, that was I finished with my finals on Friday evening. So we did that Saturday and Sunday. And then I had to come home because I had deadlines. Like, so it was like a really busy weekend for me. I just kind of went to crash yesterday. But yeah, but it was good though. And I'm just that was my first time in Houston. So I was a little nervous about like driving, but it wasn't so bad, but that it's kind of like the lanes just shift to me. Seem like it.
Is it worse than Dallas?
I don't think it is, but I don't know because y'all be having a lot of construction too going on. Seems like it the few times I've come. So yeah. Also, I just want to before we go into yours, just acknowledge these comments. So I see Benita G Black said hello. Angela Warren said hello. Tanya said, "Hey beauties, hey Tanya,"
Hey.
and she said, "Go back August 30th." I was really considering it, honestly, Brandon. I was thinking like I might just do that, but it was like it's on a Wednesday, and I figured I'd be in school, so I was like, "No, I can't do that." So yeah. So how was your weekend?
Actually, you can go change the scenery for school, girl.
Uh,
Hey, y'all. Hey, did you get to the black store?
No, we didn't. Girl, I was so tired driving them. And every time I have to drive somewhere, it just takes so much out of me because I'd be
I
so
know.
nervous, like,
I
oh my
know.
God.
I know. That's why I was like, is it worse than out here? Because you hate driving here in Dallas. Um, I found out about the black store from Brandy, actually, the candy lady.
Oh, well,
So
look at that. I did mention it to the kids, but we ended up going to a Plato's Closet, and I don't think we chose the best one to go to, but we found some things. Like I found a what I'm calling a vintage Perry Ellis silk set. So I don't I
told
don't
you
know.
pavement. I told you the pavement. I told you pavement was the shop that we ran across and loved it.
I don't recall you mentioning it, and that's in Houston. I mean, like
Yes.
everything was kind of right around the downtown area because we were
Oh,
at the Cambria. I think we were the only black people there. Oh, let me tell you about them. Cause I'm just like, and the thing was, it was a black woman who, well, it wasn't just kind of how she was treating us, and even the girls, they had went down and got something, and she was like, I mean, Dylan was like, she seemed like she's the type of person that would be smiling when the other people up there, and then they get to them, and then they turn rude. But I kind of feel like that type of situation. And they even lied and tried to tell me like, oh, we upgraded you to a suite because I was gonna purchase another room and they told me they didn't have any other rooms. But I was trying to do it when I got there because I did not trust the Expedia man. And so I asked them for a blanket. Girl, I asked for this blanket 3 times. By the time I went down there the third time to get the blanket, they didn't even have any more. They was like, oh, you gotta wait till the linen truck come. Linen truck never came, I guess, because I ended up seeing the girl early the next morning, and I was like, let me see if she gonna remember how she just swore to God she was gonna call me to come get this blanket. You know what I mean? Like, and feel, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. I think she was taking down selfies. So yeah.
well, this weekend I was in New Orleans. My grandmother's service was Saturday. We drove down Friday. The drive was pretty cool. I just kind of mellowed out on Friday. I was supposed to hang out with my sisters, but they were tired, so I was like, okay, cool. Um, Sunday, excuse me, I think it hit me Sunday morning that my grandmother was dead. Grief is weird with me, and then I've suffered so much grief lately. I was telling Arnitra, from September 29th to now, that's been 4 deaths. Her daughter, my daddy, my brother, and my grandmother. And so, grief is just weird. And I'm starting not wanting to be sitting in no service. So for my dad's service, I don't know if I told y'all, but I was just kind of like walking out, walking back in, walking out, walking back in. For my grandmother, I walked out, then I walked back in, and then I just kind of sat there and I was just like, okay, I have to sit through this. So I really sat through it. The casket was closed throughout the service, which was great. My dad's wasn't. They filled out Boyd Funeral. Shout out to Fort Boyd Funeral Home. Cause we was texted the night before, me and my cousins, or a couple of days before, and I was like, "Well, who did the body?" You know how the old folks say, "Who did the body?" And it was like Boyd. Boyd did a great job with my dad. Boyd did a great job with my grandmother, because both of them had gotten so small, but they filled them out really good, and it looked really good. So it felt good to be with my family. We had a great time. My cousin, shout out to my cousin Ebony. That girl is crazy. I think somebody asked, was I the oldest grandchild? Because I'm never around, because I left and I just don't go back to and that girl the whole day, I'm the oldest grandchild. I say, cousin, we know you almost 50, girl. But y'all, my family is so beautiful. Like I said, my cousins got up and did different things on the program. We had some very beautiful people in my family. And I'm not biased because that's my family. They just look good. I was just like, oh, just gorgeous. We have great genes, and my aunts look so good to be in their 60s. They look really, really good. My uncle is very handsome. Well, my uncle was the king of Zulu this year. So y'all know he handsome. And it just felt good. It felt good to be around family. Sunday, I got one of my girlfriends, Kim, her birthday was last Tuesday. So we went to brunch. Nice Guys. If you're ever in New Orleans, I recommend. You have to stand in line though, so get there early. but it was good. Captain Charles was there. I post some pictures. I'll post I do a TikTok and I'll post the pictures on sweat on the Recent Thoughts IG page. Make sure y'all following that. I always forget after, I mean, like, shoot, I forgot to. So, yeah, I had a good time. And then one of my classmates, he and I went on a swamp tour later on, and I got to see my mom, and I sat by my aunt's house and just talked to her. So I had a good time and came here yesterday and crashed out, honey. Crashed out today. I crashed out. Getting my apartment, getting my room together, trying to get rid of some clothes because I got entirely too many clothes. Y'all, when I buy this house, I'm gonna need another room just for clothes. So that's how my weekend went. Excuse me, shout out to the police that didn't stop me, and you know, good food. The food at the reception was at the reception. I keep saying reception, at the repast was great. After the repast, we went by my grandmother's house and just kind of hung out like old times. It was just good. So yeah.
Well, even though it sounds like, normally you think of it as being a sad moment, but it sounds like it was actually a joyful moment for you. So I'm glad that, you got to experience that and you got to experience that time with your family. So, to acknowledge some more of the comments, I see that Miss Tammy Gaucher said,
Mhm.
"Hey y'all."
Hey.
Sylvia Hillard said, "Hey, laugh out loud, beautiful ladies." Hey Sylvia. Nadia Hankins said hi. Um, oh, Emmanuel said, "Hello, beautiful ladies. I'm watching from Nigeria. Thank you." Angela
Hey.
Warren said, "So sorry for your loss, Anya Davis."
Thank you.
Rhonda Chapman Carter said, "Hi, ladies." Oh, I see Miss Suzanne is on. She said, "Hey, Kim." Oh, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Suzanne said, "Hey, hey, all my beautiful wife life tribe." Okay, so these are Miss Suzanne people.
Some of them.
Okay,
Some of them.
okay.
I know.
She said, "Shout out to Tanya said." So since I remember seeing Tanya earlier. Ty Gibb with the
Hey,
heart.
nephew.
Thank you. And Stacy Price. Hi, ladies. Hey,
Hey,
Stacy.
y'all. So, real quick, moving on to our next segment. This caught my attention. Speaking of being from New Orleans, y'all, mystical. What you doing, boo? What is going on? So, mystical, the man right here, has 1 degree rape and battery, simple burglary, and now I am at the point that y'all, because I've already canceled him. Is it time to cancel him? So that's our theories and thoughts question of the night. Is it time to cancel Mystical and Trey Songs? I lumped Trey Songs on there because I've canceled him too. I don't say cancel because I just don't listen to him. It's been forever since I just listened, put on R. Kelly before the trials and before the Lifetime documentary. I don't listen to Mystical. I don't support him, and I don't support Trey Songs either. Put in our comments now. Is it time to cancel them? Mystical, this is like the third or fourth time that he has been brought up on charges of rape. Honey, all these women that would just give you the poom poom. Why are you raping? What's going on with you, Fancy?
Well, I don't know. With the last part of what you just said, I instantly thought, I think they say it's not about like the sexual act, but probably more so the power or something that he feels. But I this is actually the third time according to the reports, but I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, something. I don't think people are just constantly making these accusations, but it's just so weird, and I don't want to be like I'm victim blaming, but then I'm almost still kind of wondering, how do you end up around this person that has been accused of rape like twice? I would still be a little curious about that. um Trey Songz, actually, I really don't listen to anything R. Kelly, like, and I'm not gonna lie, it's hard because that really was such a big part of my childhood and growing up and everything. But Trey Songz, it seems like when I had started to say I was gonna cancel him, I ended up hearing something and I got sucked back in because that was another whole another part of my life. But it's very hard to do that. I know people be like, oh, so separate the artist from the person, and and it's still hard either way. But I don't know. I guess it was just like there was no possible way at all like that we could be saying, oh, I don't know. I still question the whole R. Kelly situation. In the other two cases, but I'm just mystical. Yeah, but I wouldn't really just be hearing it anyway. But like in Trey Songz's case, it's almost still like I don't know. I want to still hold out that hope. I'm not gonna lie. I feel bad about it, but I do, because there's another person to counsel. Like you counsel everybody who's left, and I know a lot of people like that doesn't. It may not sit well with a lot of people, but at the same time, it is the truth. So yeah.
Well,
But I get where you're coming from, though.
my thought is this. Okay, go do your time, don't do it no more. We keep hearing cases. Change behavior is the best apology. Yeah, we can cancel you. You rectify the situation like Will Smith did. And I know that wasn't one of our things tonight. Will Smith come out with the apology, this, that, and third, be sincere, and then okay, you're not canceled no more. But if you keep harming women, the problem is harming women, they feel like it's okay. We it's okay, this, that, and that. Just like Bill Cosby. Well, we try to find loopholes or what they did it. No, no. But even though I can't cancel a different world. But I didn't like Cosby Show, but I couldn't cancel a different world. So I get that. Moving on to
well, I just want to acknowledge Sharona said we don't have anybody else to counsel. I don't know, Sharona. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's probably all other type of people we could counsel too, though.
I mean,
know what these people doing.
Well, so really quick, there was a young lady who decided to Lil Mama decided to go on the FAMU. Well, no, she posted on her page a picture of her naked in front of the FAMU Rattler statue, and her hair actually looks like snakes. Did you catch that part too?
Yeah.
Her name is Tarika, and she said everybody who knows me knows that I've been dressing provocative my whole life. And for me, I feel like do what you feel, sis. But at the same time, is this necessary? Like, was that necessary? And then it was so crazy because this dude, and I know we didn't ran into the segment time. And this dude sends me a video talking about how does women dressing provocative put their men in danger. And I'm like, first of all, in the video, the older woman is like, well, women, what she said? She said they're dressing it to get men's attention. When I dress, ma'am, society, when I dress whatever I dress, it ain't for nobody else but myself. Nobody else but myself. I got my hair cut because for myself. It wasn't to get nobody attention. It was for self. When I dress and I wear my form fitting, it's for me because I feel sexy in it. I felt confident. I felt like I wanted to wear that. I'm so sick of people feeling like because a person dressed provocative or sexy, they're doing it for somebody else. I'm not doing it for nobody else. I get attention with clothes on, and and another thing is I'm not gonna dress naked like that. So that's that part. But at the end of the day, I just feel like we gotta get out of that, dressing sexy. But we have to also get out of the fact that just because somebody is naked, sometimes they do want attention, but a lot of times they don't. That's just who they are. I just feel like, why, sis?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just don't see how that added any value to anybody or anything. But I don't know. As a parent, having a daughter that's going off to college this month, it was a little like, I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know. In a past life, a younger me, I might would have thought, oh, this is going to be cool. Like, because I do like doing new photos, but not just like they hadn't just been published anywhere or anything.
Right.
But like I see it like it's art, but I didn't really see that as being art. I didn't like the look at all. But we're gonna do our last story. We're gonna go ahead and go into our commercial.
We can go into, is our guest here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go into the commercial. Did you want to run our commercial too?
No. Look, I left this in the chat that I'm gonna have her on the screen and got distracted. My bad.
Well, tonight, as I said, we have a special guest, Miss Suzzen Stroman of the IAmWife Foundation and the IAmWife Conversation Hour. Welcome to the show, Miss Suzanne.
Hey, darling. This is
Greetings.
Hey, Miss Fancy.
I was about to
Hey.
say, Suzanne is not a stranger to our show. She has been on the show once before.
Mhm.
So, you know how we do. Go ahead and tell our audience all about yourself, who you are, and why we need to listen to you.
Well, I'm Suzzen Stroman. I am the founder of IAmWife Foundation. I am, how else can I put that? I'm on the radio every Thursday at 11 o'clock with Fishbowl Radio. We do the IAmWife Conversation Hour. We talk about just things to keep us in our happy place as individuals, and also a whole lot of other stuff. I tell all my business on the radio, y'all, and tell stories of where I've come from and all of that good stuff. So it's just actually, I learned that it's really a journal that I'm keeping for myself over these past few weeks. We've been doing it for the last 6 weeks. And this Thursday, my husband is going to be a guest on the show with me. So that should be interesting.
Oh, that
Cool, cool,
sounds
cool.
good.
Really quick, I forgot to say this. If you have a business and you would like to have that commercial spot, because I want to do it right after the commercial. If you have a business and you would like that commercial spot, at the end of the segment, at the end of the show, I'm going to give you an email address to email us. Sorry about that. I meant to do that right when we came out of commercial. But I was like, wait, are we going to do our other? Anyway, as you guys know, our listeners, I have told you guys how I was getting into media production. And Suzanne's show, IAmWife Conversation Hour, is my first producing show outside of Theories and Thoughts. As you guys know, Fancy and I co-produce, and co-host Theories and Thoughts podcast and talk show. So when my sister was like, "You're going to produce this show," I was like, "Oh, I am." Oh, this is what I'm doing now. But it has been such a great experience. So thank you, Suzanne. Let me give you your flowers now. Just the wisdom and different things. So tell our audience, how many years you been married, girl?
Girl, 34 years. And I gotta say, it has not been all bad either. You know what I mean? We've been together over half our lives, so we've experienced some things together, all of the ebbs and the flows. We grew up together pretty much. I wouldn't be the woman that I am had it not been for all of the mistakes we both made, and the way we recovered well from it. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
So, what was the inspiration behind IAmWife? Like, and I know the foundation came first, right? And
Mhm.
then because the show just started, so kind
Yeah.
of walk us through that a little.
IAmWife was something that I was birthed into, right? I got married at 18 and I stepped into the position of a wife, not knowing what that was for me. I come from a two-parent household. I had a grandmother and a grandfather in my life, but the wife that they exhibited for me wasn't who I am. I'm pretty much how can I put it? I'm different, and that's the best way I can put it. I'm a little bit different, you know, and so I didn't have any role models of what wife looked like to me when I got married. So I flubbed it for a good 20 years. And that's just telling the truth. I was doing what I saw on TV, trying to be June Cleaver, trying to be perfect in all of my ways when I'm a wretch undone for real. Like I'm just me. You know, I'm a messing stuff up. So I can admit I messed it up for the first 20 years and was just fortunate enough to be able to try it again and again and again. And that's one thing that I'm grateful for. We kept giving each other, you know, opportunities to do better the next time. So IAmWife was birthed out of that experience, you know, trying to figure out what it was that I thought it was supposed to be, what it was that I needed it to be, and what it was that I was born into. Who am I as a woman? And we're business owners too. We've been in business together since 2000. Well, I started my first business when I was in my 20s. So we've always been entrepreneurs, but we really started a business when we moved to Texas, and just learning the differences of how to be a woman, how to be a wife, how to be a business partner that was the real deal. Like it wasn't working, you know, it didn't work. And and I was like, dang, you know, I'm a businesswoman, I'm an educated woman, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm all of these things. And one position that I hold encompasses all of her, and that's wife. And that's where IAmWife comes from. So as a wife, I'm a mother. As a wife, I'm a sister. As a wife, I'm a friend. As a wife, I'm a business owner. As a wife, I'm his partner in all of that. So because as a mom doesn't necessarily mean I'm a wife though, right? So that's where the thought came from. I am wife, and I'm all of these other things at the same time.
Wow, that's really beautiful. Also, just how you said that about giving each other the opportunity to try again. Like that's a beautiful way of putting that, or just the thought of relationships.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes that's what we don't do. We just
Yeah.
walk away, or you don't want to give it a second chance. So I think that that's so important.
Yeah, and I look at him now, Fancy, to tell you the truth. I'm so grateful that I gave him another chance, because this dude at 50 is not that same dude he was at 23. Like he's the bomb right now. He's settled. You know what I mean? His man, he even thinking about retire. You understand what I'm saying? I would have never had the opportunity to enjoy him on this level. All of my memories with him, if he was my ex, would have been him on the hustle, on the grind, trying to make something happen. And I've been able to experience him trying to figure it out on the hustle and the grind. And now we on the side of life where we enjoying everything that we put hard work into.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always attribute Suzanne as one of the women that made me realize that being a wife is not bad, being married is not bad. I always say that, growing up, I didn't see the best relationships at times. And when I got to my church friendship, I seen wives and I seen relationships. And then I had women that told me it's not easy, but it is worth it. And, I always say I went through boot camp, marriage boot camp, because it feels like God has really changed the woman that I am, so I thank you for that. So one thing I wanted to make sure we touched on the intimacy skills that you go over. So we just finished all of the intimacy. Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
You said you got it.
Skills. And one of them that Suzanne talked about was vulnerability. And that really touched me. Y'all, after the show, first of all, y'all have to know Suzanne is so funny. And in there, she was like, I love him. I think I fell back in love. you talking to me and everybody else, but through her talking, she's like, oh my God, I'm in love.
Did I really do that?
For some years now. You've been in love, like, ma'am. So Suzanne, I wanted to make sure that you touched on those. And which one is more, that you feel more connected to, like right now?
Oh, I'm living vulnerability right now, because I posted on my Facebook, just I don't know what I was going through. We talked about it on the show too. It was like I'm just emotional. You know what I mean? I'm kind of trying to contribute it to COVID and COVID brain, just not feeling getting over COVID and just not feeling myself all the way. But I'm just like I'm emotional. And I'm not that all the time. I usually can hold that together and not put that pressure on him to be able to manage my emotions. Through the skills, all 6 of them, I've learned to manage my emotions better, as opposed to falling apart on him every other day and expecting him to pick it together and be my whole hero all the time. I give him a break. You can jump off your stallion, you can take off your armor, and you ain't got to be that all the time. Just every now and then. So vulnerability, and I posted it on my Facebook. I think it was Sunday. That we were in a space that was brand new for me, and I was struggling with it. You heard all my stuff. I was struggling with, am I going to be vulnerable with him? I wasn't sure. But because I couldn't name the emotion just yet. And I was like, I don't want to go to him not knowing exactly how I feel and not knowing exactly what I need. So I'm going to manage my emotion right now. I'm going to put a name on this thing. I'm going to walk with this emotion for a little while until I'm comfortable with her. And then I'm going to give him the opportunity to stand with me, beside me, and create space for me to fall apart if that's what I choose to do. But I couldn't name it until Thursday when I got on the show. And it was fear, because I was full of emotion and I hadn't put a name on it. And the emotion that I was feeling was fear, because I was afraid to, if I say, I'm feeling kind of funny right now, he wasn't going to receive me. He wasn't going to hold my heart with tender love and care. And then I was going to have to come out and be that girl from East Oakland, be a whole thug and defend myself. So I held it to my chest. And on the show, I realized I have to go another step beyond just my capacity of being vulnerable, and just let it all hang out and trust that he'll do right by me. And if he don't, then I can manage that next emotion to get back to a healthier place with some self-care. So we did. We left. We went to the lake. We hung out. I was able to just expressed to him, first of all, why I didn't share with him, because I was afraid he wasn't going to handle me with tender love and care. And he sat with it. It blew my mind. The dude sat with me, telling him how I felt. He sat like a soldier. And he carried my heart all afternoon. We left the late. We sat there for hours. We went and had brunch. We came home and Netflixed and chilled, and we slept like babies. We just woke up the next day, and I rolled over. I was like, "Thank you for handling me with care." And he don't even still don't know. I can't even still tell you what I was emotional for, but he stood. Does that answer your question? You know, vulnerability is where I am. It's just where I am.
What are the other ones? The
Girl,
other.
you're gonna put me on the spot. Relinquish your control, self-care, receiving, gratitude, vulnerability, and it's one more. I knew you was gonna do that to me. Why you do that to me, ma'am? It's one more. And let me think about it. I'll get back to the other one. But the major one, y'all, is to be able to relinquish control. Like I had to do. I had to relinquish control of the outcome so that I can get that out of my person and express to him, look, something going on with me emotionally. I don't know what it is. I can't even put it into words, but I'm scared to tell you. Now what you gonna do? Either you gonna flee. He dropped it, and I think I put that out there. He dropped my heart in the span of me sharing, but he got himself together and he picked it up. And I was like, oh, he picked it up, you know, in the emotional sense. But it's one more, and I'll figure it out before we get off of here to let y'all know. It'll come back to me.
Mm-hmm. But these are the what of intimacy?
They're called 6 intimacy skills, and I'm a relationship coach as well. You can find me on IAmWife Foundation, my website.com, or you can find, even now you can find me. You can find me on my website. That's what I do. I coach wives and women who have a heart to be a wife, to be able to master these skills so that they can navigate, you know, throughout the terrain of being with someone who may or may not know how to manage your emotions, or may not know how to manage being in relationship with you. But you can set the parameters, you can set the tone for how you show up. And 9 times out of 10, how you show up is going to yield fruit. It's going to yield all kinds of fruit. And my thing is this: we'll work together to create a vision for how you want to show up, and we'll develop that. And I'll walk with you through it, because my vision is I am a woman of grace, dignity, and respect wherever I go. And I live by that. And that's why I was able to manage fear like that. I was like, but you're a woman of grace, dignity, and respect. You can't go in the room just crying. How you gonna do this? And so I managed it. Yeah, I managed it, and it worked out well.
Wow. Look, I keep saying wow, but everything you're saying, I've just been really blown away by. And I don't know, I see people have been staying on this evening, so I think that they're being very impressed as well. And I see Nikita Monique said that's powerful. Tanya had said congratulations, I think, earlier, and then she also said this makes me want to be the best wife I can be. Angela Warren wants you to say those 5 again.
Oh Lord, it's 6, Angela. Lord, I'm gonna lose all my street. I got it. You got it, baby. What's the one I forgot? What is the one that I forgot?
I was Sharona said something too fancy.
Oh, sorry. Just as you said, I saw her name. Being married is awesome if it's to someone who loves and compliments you. And hey, Sharona, because you came on just as we were switching out, I think.
So the 6 intimacy skills are relinquishing control, practicing self-care, receiving graciously, love and respect, expressing gratitude, and showing vulnerability. Mm-hmm. Those are, I mean, you know, like a true producer does. She
yeah. You know, I got that COVID brain. I forgot the one. So yeah, say it one more time so they can get it on you. All 6 of them.
So it's relinquishing control, practicing self-care, receiving graciously, love and respect, expressing gratitude, showing vulnerability.
Yeah. That's it.
I would say, listening to the show, I have experienced some things, you know, because I'm a woman who has a desire to be a wife, and just the way that you put things, you know, and you're so honest and upfront about things, like you've even talked about relinquishing control with your daughters.
Yeah.
You know, and not being in the middle of your husband and your daughter. She had to handle her own business. You know, you told a story about that. You told a story about expressing gratitude and just receiving gratitude, you know, love and respect. That's what I love about it, about the talk show, the radio show itself, you know. So what made you say, okay, I have this part, I have this coaching atmosphere, this coaching platform. Let me do a radio show. What made you say it's time to step it up a notch?
I think and I get that question all the time. Why a radio show? And because it's we need a forum to just talk about things. You know what I mean? And I know for me, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to glean and I want to learn. I am an avid learner. I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. That's my thing. I want to remain teachable, and I'm listening for nuggets of things that I can apply to my life. I don't care who it is, what you look like. It could be my kid, and I'm listening intently so that I can do better and be better. And so that's why the radio show, because I truly believe that my life was not just for me. I know God didn't have me get married at 18 to a man who did not have anyone in his life to show him what it looks like to be a husband, to be a father, and to be the head of a household. He didn't have that model. And I have sense enough to ask. You know, I was 18. So we come together and create this thing called the family, doing the best that we can with what we were taught to try to make something work. And I don't think nothing that I failed at, and I'm gonna start with the failures and not talk about just the successes. Nothing that I failed at is wasteful. It's something that I need to be willing to be transparent about. It's something that I need to put out there to the masses. Even if one person hears me, fail, but recover well. Take your failure as a recovery, period. I mean, fail, but recover well. It's okay to fail as far as I'm concerned. In every action, especially in business and all of those things, you know, and that was my best teaching. That was my best moment, is when I was failing, so that I can get up the next step and not step the same way again. And because we are human, we will make the same mistake over and over and over again. We have to show ourselves grace. And I think I am so grateful for the opportunity to extend myself grace. I make a mistake, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm just going to try to do better the next time, and hope you trust me with me, because I'm going to be me. And I want the best for me.
I like that.
I hope that makes sense. Because some people tell me I talk in and I hope she on here. One of my mentors, she say I talk in parables. So hopefully it's making sense, because it's because it's my heart. I truly, and I'll say it again, I truly hope you trust me with me, because I want the best for me. And if I want the best for me, you trust that I'm bringing the best to you, right? And
Right.
we have to get there. We have to get there.
I like that. I like that because at the end of the day, you know, we all gonna fail at something and we
Mm-hmm.
can't be just perfect. I mean, because there was only one that was perfect. But the way you say, you know, yeah, I'm gonna mess up, but sticking through it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and trusting yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, a lot of times, don't trust themselves, especially when it's in an environment that they're not used to.
Yeah.
They're not, you know, they haven't went that way before. And marriage is one of those things, because one
Mm-hmm.
thing I've learned, although I'm not married, I just y'all, most of my friends are married. I would say 90% of my friends are married. The people that are close to me are married. And that is so freaking crazy that I hang out with a bunch of married people, but it's a reason. I feel like God has prepped me to become this wife that I am, because I am a wife. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
wife. I'm prepared, you know, because you can't be around wives and not be prepared and get that knowledge. But a part of that is failure. A conversation you and I had once, and I just wanted to bring this up real quick because I love the way that you discussed this, right? We were talking and you was like, when you dealing with your mate, you have to be careful because you can't tear him down. Because if you tear him down, you have to build him back up. Can you expound on that idea for me real quick?
Yeah, and it goes so deep and so wide, beyond just building him back up. You know what I mean? Because I don't know about anybody else, but I stand in the position of reciprocity, right? I'm gonna get what I give to you, like period. Reciprocity is real, and I stand from the on the platform of perpetual reciprocity. I need to be able to receive from you. So if I'm not willing to put in you what I need, how can I expect to get that back, right? And so if I'm tearing you down all the time, and not even tearing you down, I'm gonna use a different way of putting it. If I'm complaining, if I'm nagging, if I'm manipulating, If I'm, because I was the best manipulator of them all. I'm born in the month of August, so y'all already know we got the gift of gab. Look, my tongue is an
Lions, I swear.
excellent sword. Like my God, if you from born in the month of August, you know what I mean. So it's really, really one of those things where you just have to be mindful of the words that you speak. And if you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying, that there is life and death in the power of the tongue. You can speak a thing and a thing shall be. You understand? So we have to just be careful. And that's why I mean it can go high and it can go wide. That thought building him up, because as you build him, you building you. You just are. And a lot of times, marriage is one of those things because it's fickle, because your husband is not you, you are not him. You may be feeding all of these good things in him, and sometimes he may not want to hear it. He may not receive it, but it doesn't prevent you from speaking those things that are not as though they are, right? And waiting for the harvest to be plenty. And we just have to be in a position where you may not be showing me what you may not be showing me king status, but you king to me. You understand? You may not be presenting yourself as a king, but I'm a queen. And you're going to be a king as far as I'm concerned. Whether you step up to that position or not, it's yours. And it's yours to do. But I'm going to present as all that I am, and I'm going to treat you accordingly. It's up to you to step into that position. And I'll never lower you down, because I'm worth more than that. Does that make sense? Okay. That's it.
Well, I think it does, but I am kind of curious as to when you say, like, and what if he never steps into that position? You know what I mean? Like, at what point do you just be like, okay, I'm putting a lot of energy into this and it's not being reciprocated?
Well, you are this is what I say all day, every day in my coaching arena. You are the master of your life. Not the master, but you are the expert is the word I'm looking for. You are the expert of your life. You know when is enough is enough. You'll have to make that decision for you. You know what I mean? And there's no right or no wrong. You have to be so in love with yourself, so sure about your self-care is intact. You have to be just in control of your own happy and not dependent on him, your children, or nothing external to produce happiness in you. And you'll be able to make that decision. You are the expert of your own life. Nobody can determine.
Okay, well, I'm just asking a question. I'm saying
I'm not saying you.
I'm not just
you.
everybody
I'm talking to the masses. You know what I mean? Just the masses, not you in particular, Fancy, but ladies and gentlemen, if you on a call, we just have to begin to own our own happiness. Like I love it when my husband is good. I love it when we're vibing and we having a good time. But we all get in our way, right? Sometimes he don't want to be bothered with me, and sometimes I don't want to be bothered with him. I can't take it personal. That's on his paper. Now my paper is I feel good. I'm happy. I'm trying to do what I'm trying to. Or right now, I'm in an emotional place. I can't take that out on him. I can't make him come to me be emotional because I'm emotional. I got to sit this thing out on my paper, figure me out. And I know he probably over there tripping trying to figure out what it is. But that's how it has to be. I can't make him come into my emotional terror zone, and I won't allow him to bring me into his, right? But I'm still keeping the opportunity open for an invitation. I may go, I may not, but because I'm responsible for my own happy. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and again, it comes the time when the question is asked, when is enough enough? And no coach should tell you that. Every coach should tell you, that you have to be the expert of your own life and make that decision.
Well, it wasn't so much like when is enough, but like, what do you do at that point when you realize like, hey, enough is enough? Kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just kind of asked that question because I think that some people could be watching and you kind of get not going to say the impression, but just some people just, oh, well, she said, keep trying. You know what I mean? We just talked about trying, but then you also had kind of mentioned a part where it's just when you were just saying like, I can't exactly word it, but it was kind of along the lines of, like I'm the queen, you're the king, you're gonna be the king. You understand what I'm saying?
If you choose to. If you, to me, he is a king. Now, if he's a joker and chooses to stay on the joker level, that's on him. But to me, this is my requirement for you to be this. Until you step into that, that's on you. But I'll never expect or see or view you as anything less than that. I just won't. And if you decide to just always remain a joker, that's on you. That is on you. And for me, the trying part is with you. You know what I mean? This work is personal. This work is individual. This work is so internal, and it has really nothing to do with him. And I can tell you this really quickly. When I did the work, my husband was trying to figure out what's wrong with me. He was like, "Look, I know you still that hood girl from Oakland by way of Louisiana. You still that hood chick, and you finna come out your bag every minute." And I literally had to tell him, "Look, I will be her, with or without you, baby. This is who I will be." And so he started watching, like, "You stalking me?" "No, I'm not stalking you. I'm rediscovering the man that I'm married to, because for so long you couldn't teach me nothing. But now I'm seeking to learn from you." Does that make sense? It's all about how I show up. And I'm a woman of grace, dignity, and respect, period. I don't care how you show up at the table. I can dismiss myself, or I can sit, glean, learn, listen for your heart message to see what's real. You're not really mad at me. What's really going on with you? And if you listen long enough, you'll discover that. You'll discover it. You'll see it. Why you yawning on the show, Anya? Why you yawning?
Did you have to call me out?
Yeah, I did.
I yawn all the time. Thank you. Anywho, Fancy just put the 6 intimacy skills in the chat.
Thank you.
Really quick. At the end of the day, you named it IAmWife because that's naming who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what I was about to say. Is there anything that we Jesus, I forgot what I was about to say. Is there anything that we did not go over that you wanted to make sure that we went over?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, that was a question you put on Facebook. Is marriage a business? You
Did
put
I?
that out there. You did. You know what? Yeah. And I would and I thought about that all day. It was like, we have to begin in any good business. And y'all both are entrepreneurs. And I'll put the question back to y'all. In your business, what did you have to bring to the table? And what I thought about was time, attention, and passion. I had to put all that on the table.
I would say I had to bring my whole self, my authentic self. And that's in any relationship, any business, anything. Yeah. I have to bring my my whole self. So I feel like in a marriage, I have to bring my whole self in order for him to know what it is that he's getting.
Stay on business. Stay right on business. So let's define for the world what we had to bring to the table as business women.
Yeah, definitely. As a businesswoman, I had to bring my complete self, my authentic self, time, attention, education, knowledge, confidence.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Well, I think really, I mean, you said your whole self, but I feel like for me, when with starting my businesses, especially with this one, I've had to bring everything. You know, it wasn't just me; it was also my kids. It was my other responsibilities. It's the family members that I take care of. You know, all of those things to me are a part of my business. Still, they're a part of the motivation that keeps me going. And at times, they're also a part of the people that have to help me out in, you know, different situations whether they have to be like an actual worker mode or they're donating to something or whatever the case may be. So and well, you said stay on business, but yeah, so I see it as like really all of those things, even those past situations, you know, just the just other things, so many other elements, but it's all a part of my life, you know. I don't really I don't do well personally with separating the two.
Yeah, and I did that because if we thought about everything we just said and we applied that to a marriage, oh my God.
What? Something happened with her connection, must have. Well, we're gonna see if that comes back. Suzanne, you can find her. She has her website is. Did I see her website?
It's scrolling. Can you see it?
The radio show is fbrn.us/show/IAmWife. You could just go to Fishbone Radio Network and put in I Am Wife at 11 p.m. at 11 a.m. every Thursday. It just comes on. It will show you the different studios and it'll show you what studio it's in. Also, her Facebook page is Facebook I Am Wife Foundation. Her website, I don't know her website for some reason. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Um, IAmWife Foundation. Let me see if she has it on her page. Yes. So the website is IAmWifeFoundation.com. Spelled out. IAmWifeFoundation.com. And you can find her for coaching. You can listen to the show on 11 a.m. on Fishbowl Radio Network. This week, as she said, it will be her husband, Antonio Stroman. I think this is going to be a really good conversation to have. We have a lot of fun with the show. We the music. Tanya loves the music. Tanya's always saying, ask me about the music and different things. We do have a playlist that is on Spotify. It is I Am Wife playlist of the different music that is played on the show. Any last words, Suzanne?
Yes, I apologize. Something happened, but I'm back. I just want to shout out Fancy. All of my tribe. If you're on here, check Fancy out. Check out all of the things she's doing. She's dynamic. Please check them out. Please tell them what you do, Fancy, because she's doing a whole lot of stuff. I'll be looking at them pictures you post on Facebook. Like, this girl really dynamic. Like, she the bomb. She has a whole magazine.
You be looking at me like that on
Girl,
Facebook.
I'm a Facebook stalker. I'm a Facebook stalker. Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all, I strategically execute brand campaigns for Black women-led businesses so that they can receive more visibility and garner more press. So basically, I am a visibility coach and a publicist.
Yeah.
As well as Swagger Magazine.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, y'all know I'm Swagger Magazine. I feel like most people know that, but I am also the publisher and editor-in-chief of Swagger Magazine. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
She the bomb.
My roadie. She's one of my besties. She's my business partner.
Yeah.
Here on Theories and Thoughts. Thank you so much. I did say your Facebook, Fishbowl Radio, and your website. So
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
I don't know if you have time, but Anya, those who don't know, yeah, we've been walking together for years and years and years. And I say this for people who may be walking with somebody right now. You're not sure why they on your journey or you on theirs. It's not for you to know until that season. Like, we just really discovered why we still connected after all of these years. And it's because she paved the way for me to do what I'm doing right now. And I told her about this when we were doing our show. She'd been doing this for a while. You know what I mean? I didn't have to do none of the work. I was just able to tap on somebody who I've been pouring into for years. And she's been sitting right there and not knowing that the roles would reverse. Now she's pouring into me and she's teaching me. And I'm so thankful, friend, to be able to be. And I thank, the Most High God that I'm humble enough to be able to sit and now be the student. Sometimes the teacher becomes the student, and that's the season we're in right now. I appreciate you for everything that you do.
I love you.
I love you too.
You know you don't listen. That's the
Girl, I don't. I'm difficult. Nobody could do what you're doing but you. I don't. It takes a you to do with me. So yeah.
Nah, but seriously, that was so funny because she was like, she just hit me. You have to know Suzanne is random, just like I'm random. So she just sends a message and she's like, I figured it out. Why we've been walking together all these years. And now the roles are reversed. And she said all of those things, but I appreciate you. So, and it helps for someone outside of yourself, because you tend to put things here to tell you, that, hey, I've been watching you doing this, that, and a third, and I need that help. So I appreciate you. Well, thank you for joining us tonight on Theories and Thoughts podcast. You guys find her on Thursday at 11 a.m. We will have Antonio Stroman as the first guest. He is the first guest, honey, for the show. So, yeah. See y'all later. Bye, friend. Bye. I'm about to say bye. Bye. I'm getting ready. Bye, Fancy. Thank you everybody who joined. What was I supposed to say? back to the commercial. If you are a business owner and you would like to have a little bit more visibility, um, you can see the commercial is you can contact us at the recent thoughts at
Yeah.
the recent thoughts at ladyceo.com. If you have any comments, any suggested guests, any suggested topics, contact us there. If you would like to have a commercial, contact us there. As for me, you can reach me at www.ladyceo.com. My Instagram is lady.ceo. Lady is spelled with an I. My email is arnya@ladyceo.com. Nancy.
Okay, and just to circle back to the commercial, because I just want to touch on the fact that that is one of the Swagger Magazine clients, Coach Beverly K. Johnson, who is a health and wellness coach, and she's rebranding as Prolific Impact Coaching. So also, you all can catch Coach Bev every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time for Fit and Fierce. It's a health and wellness segment that she does each Sunday on the Facebook page. So she gets a lot of traction, but just in case you all don't know, and you can ask her questions and she'll reply. Of course, she's not a medical doctor, but she is very knowledgeable. So those really do well. Now, you all can find me with everything Swagger Magazine. And then, of course, for my personal brands, everything is Fancy Swagger. I also invite you all to check out, I'm looking for it, my bulletin, which is the Higher South. It's kind of like a offshoot of Swagger Magazine, whereas we focus more so on individuals within the southern states, the movers and the shakers. So you all can check out the different news articles there. I think that's
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
Oh, also, because I specifically, in honor of Black Business Month, was trying to make certain that I have different teas from different brands to wear every night. But I had to start this week off with the I'm So brand, or the shirt says I'm So Blessed, but they also have the I'm So Baton Rouge shirt. So they're also like the I'm So Baton Rouge brand. I think they kind of, still in the early stages, but of course I am in Baton Rouge. And then also I get to I'll probably be wearing this shirt for move-in day, since, my daughter is going to LSU, and that's the purple and gold. So I already got my hat and I've been looking for a shirt. So this shirt came in handy.
I didn't even think about that. Next week we will have a black business on to tell you about their black business. We hope to see you then, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See y'all next week. Bye.
Peace and blessings.